In video 3, we tackled about writing the course description and outcomes. Now we get into the details of the course outline of our syllabus. So you have laid out the course outcomes and have done mapping the COs with your POs. It's now time to prepare the course outline. There are 9 columns here: the allotted time, course outcomes or COs, intended learning outcomes or ILOs, topics, suggested readings, teaching learning activities, assessment tasks, grading criteria, and remarks. Let us get back with our course outcomes. Remember, these 3 to 5 COs are your statements describing the relevant, observable, and measurable abilities, skills, dispositions, or attitudes that your students should possess or must have developed in the course that they did not have before this subject. For course outcome 1, what are the building blocks that would help students develop these abilities? Write in the column that is marked Intended Learning Outcomes or ILOs. These ILOs are statements of what students are expected to do as a result of engaging into the learning process, the lecture, the activity, or the unit learning. These ILOs are written using the student's perspective, expressed in action verbs such as define, describe, duplicate, identify, label, list, match, memorize, and so on, leading to observable and accessible behavior and related to the criteria for assessing student performance. Under the Topics column, list the appropriate and necessary contents aligned with your ILOs and COs, which students will need to learn to develop their abilities. Here, you are informing students about the materials they will engage with. Under the Suggested Readings column would be the resources you have already reviewed, which are great resources for learning the topic at hand. How will you know that they achieved the outcomes? Write in the Assessment Tasks or Tools column, specifically on what will provide you with reliable evidence during the course that your students are learning. What are your assessment tasks? Are you going to require assignments, projects, and exams? This is where you choose performance innovative tasks or PITs, activities, and other assessment methods. For example, will you have weekly quizzes, objective tests, original research papers, presentations, performances, group or individual projects or tasks? Assessment is an essential aspect of student learning. Again, make sure to align assessments with intended learning outcomes and your course outcomes. This portion of the outline, the TLAs, should be built once the ILOs, topics, and assessments are specified. Once you understand how you want to assess your students, you can create activities that help facilitate the learning to help students achieve the ILOs. These activities should work in parallel with the assessment plan. For example, if students need to provide evidence of learning by classifying, designing, or prototyping, then the activities in the schedule should prepare them for this assessment. Lectures, readings, reflections, 1-minute papers, debates, problem solving, field work, case studies, service learning, collaborative discussions, or any active learning activities help the students be engaged and meet their learning objectives. Instructors typically include a breakdown in point values or percentages of how much each assignment, assessment task, or test contributes to a student's final grade. You may specify them in this column for grading criteria. Finally, the time allotment gives the students the schedule to tell them what expectations you had and provide a timeline. There must be 18 weeks for a 3-unit course in the syllabus. This video is a segment of the 5-part guide series on creating a syllabus. Check out the 5th video to know more about course requirements, readings, materials and syllabus approval.